Okay, everybody, this is my Swingliner machine. This is an updated video. I just wanted to go over a few more things that I didn't get in my first video. First of all, I developed the Swingliner machine specifically so that it could line well with cartridges. It's not the best liner in the world. It's not, for some people, it's not going to be as great as my Sidewinder is. But the fact is, it's a very versatile machine that can line with cartridges better than anything I've ever found. And it can shade and color pack really well, whip shading, stippling, really great for fine lining, has a lot of feedback right off the tip of the needle rather than the dead feeling you get from using a lot of other cartridges. Okay, first things first, setting up the machine. I send out these little plastic nipples with the machine. They actually work as a bearing surface when using cartridges. Now, you can use a normal nipple for standard, if you use this machine with standard needles, but for cartridges, I highly recommend using the little plastic nipples I send with the machine. Please don't throw them away, they'll last forever. Okay, most drive bars that you get are gonna fit on there just perfect. The only ones that I found of reputable companies that don't fit good is the ones you get with the Cheyenne grip. They're a little bit small, and I mean they're really small actually, like smaller than anything I've ever found. So you want to open up this little needle bar loop here. The best way that I've found, without me sending out a bunch of pins taper pins that you'll probably lose, is to just get a pair of scissors, and you can stick the scissors in there and just gently kind of twist that open. I recommend doing it to where you're rotating it so that the blade isn't going to cut into the loop. So you could just put it in and just slightly open it up. But like I said, most of the disposable needle bars that I've found for these, they're already a really good size and don't need to be opened up. If anything, they might need to be clamped down on just to get the proper fit. You want it to where you put this little plastic nipple on and it actually goes on with just a little bit of resistance. And when it goes on to the post here, you can check it, and you want it to rotate easily, and even if it sticks just a little bit, that's ideal. You just don't want it too loose, and you don't want it so tight that when it's moving up and down, it's going to want to kick this thing off to the side. You need just you don't want a whole bunch of resistance on that thing because it'll make the cartridge unstable. As far as cartridges go, I've had good luck with the ones that from Saltwater Tattoo Supply, Hexus, Needle Jig makes a really good cartridge. For higher speed stuff like your lining, I really like the higher tension cartridges. I don't have a lot of experience with, say, Cheyenne or some of the other membrane style cartridges. Some of those that I have had experience with, the biggest problem is even though it's high tension, the needle grouping isn't secure in the tip. It still rattles around. So even though you have all this high tension, which is hard on the machine, you also don't get the benefit of it stabilizing the needle. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with those brands, so I can't tell you which ones are good or bad. But I do know that higher tension cartridges, especially the ones that use the rubber band instead of the membrane, seem to stabilize the needle better and are better for higher speed applications like your large lines. As far as needle bars go, I do base my geometry on my machines off a coil machine with 1-inch coils. So basically I feel I'm pretty safe with that geometry. I found that a lot of the drive bars for cartridges, some of them are a little too long. Most of the ones that come with your disposable cartridges, they're the right length. They'll work fine. An 85 millimeter long drive bar seems to be a pretty universal size that works well with all the grips that I've tried. Another important thing is I've seen with some disposable grips that the little plunger inside the drive bar, this little piece, when it sets inside the grip, it's loose, and that does not work good with this machine. This is a high impact machine. It slams the needle down really quick and retracts it really fast. And so when you have a bunch of slop inside this drive bar and inside the tube or inside the grip here, it's going to create spitting and an unstable needle. So usually if you just get the good stuff, it's not going to be a problem. My favorite grip, even though I'm using this Cheyenne grip here, I really just prefer a plain, simple stainless steel grip. I like the weight of a stainless steel grip. And instead of doing all this crap up here and trying to like make it to where you can still adjust it with this thing without having the barrier film on, I find with a normal stainless steel grip, I can put my barrier film over the grip, wrap that with some cloth tape, and then I just put a piece of Scotch tape around the thumb screw, or even some of that barrier film stuff. Just put it around the thumb screw and just use your thumb screw as your adjustment if you're using a bunch of different needles at different depths. That seems to be the best way for me, and especially with this machine, because it does have a very strong presence off the tip of the needle that sometimes translates into a little bit of excess vibration, and these little aluminum grips aren't the best thing for that. As far as rubber bands go, if you're using a cartridge, you don't need to use a lot of tension, but I just prefer these number 28 rubber bands. Pretty much the thicker rubber bands you get from any supply company are going to work pretty well. What I do to set these on, put the rubber band over, twist it up, and put it over the motor shell. You can also twist it and just put it on the one binding post there if you don't need a lot of tension. You can pull it up and put it on the next binding post. There's different configurations for different needles. There's many different options of how you can do this, to get the right tension for your. Especially with cartridge, you don't want a lot of drag. You don't want a lot of high tension on the needle bar. You just want enough to retain the drive bar from not flopping around or coming off the post there. Now, the most versatile thing about this machine is that the direction or the polarity of your clip cord is going to change the rotation of the cam, which will also change the hit of the machine. One side of the cam is shaped differently than the other, so when it's spinning clockwise, it's going to slam the needle down a lot faster and sharper, and when it's going counterclockwise, it's going to be a little bit more passive. And I like the passive setting more for finer lines and just general shading. I like the sharper setting for when I want just a punchier hit, larger lines, whip shading, etc. So maybe you can hear a difference here. I'm going to turn this on. It's going to get really loud here, so let's just see. Now this is on the positive up. Is spinning it clockwise, and it's going to hit a lot sharper and harder. And sometimes the audible, you can feel it more than you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear the difference in that, but that was on the more passive setting. It's still, it sounds like a tattoo machine. There's an impact in this. It's coming down, it's stopping sharply and retracting very quickly. Sometimes that translates into a little bit of spitting. I've found that if you just dip in your ink and then just give it a good shake before going to the skin, that can help. Definitely higher tension cartridges work, and making sure the drive bar, the little plunger has a nice a good fit with the grip, and it's not too loose in there. Okay. A very important thing is I've had some instances where the cam has come loose or the flywheel has come loose. What I'm calling the cam is this little plastic piece here, and it's more than just plastic. This whole arm and cam is made of a very high-grade plastic. I didn't cut corners by using plastic by any means. It's all CNC machined out to tight tolerances. It's very mechanically stable, more mechanically stable than even using steel. Like it has very good wear properties. Okay, anyways, you'll notice there's a little nose on the cam right there. When that nose is pointed off to the side here, you can access this hole with a 1.5 millimeter Allen key that I provide, and you can find the set screw for the flywheel. It's kind of hidden in there. but it's, okay, I found it. It's in there. So see, I've locked the flywheel down so it can't move. So then if the flywheel is loose, like say your machine all of a sudden isn't running anymore and it just sounds like it's buzzing, it may be that the flywheel is loose. So just tighten that up. And also, if the cam ever comes loose, make sure you lock it down. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to tighten it very easy. This is a number 0 Phillips head. You just make sure you're using the right size Phillips screwdriver, because if you use the wrong size, you can strip out that screw. So just tighten that, make sure it's tight, and it is tight. And that's that. I think I already said before, if you're using standard needles with this, it does work well with standard needles for shading. It's really, really punchy, so good for sluggish, thick skin, or really heavy whip shading, stippling, stuff like that. I'm not going to guarantee it's not going to spit on you if you start turning the volts up over 5.5 volts. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about when you're slamming a needle down as fast as it will go and then retracting it equally as fast. Sometimes that relates into a little bit of spitting when you get into high speeds. So just keep in mind that for all your shading purposes, standard needles and even fine line stuff can be used. I do recommend using a rubber nipple with standard needles. It doesn't receive the same stress that that a cartridge would, where the cartridge you want to use the plastic nipple that I sent. Try it both ways, see what works best for you. Higher tension with a standard needle as well. I hope all this makes sense. Please feel free to email me if you need any more clarity. This is a great tool. You can just pick it up and just use it. It doesn't go out of tune. Pretty straightforward. Definitely my favorite tool to use for all my shading and secondary lines. I still like a Sidewinder for my main lines, but if I'm doing a bunch of walk-ins all day, like traditional style stuff, I really love this machine for everything with cartridges. Thanks for watching.